one of my techs. He's fixing to change an alternator on a 2009 Toyota Camry 2.4. The alternator is no good, and we're going to go ahead and change it with a new one. He's going to show you how it's done, kind of explain to you a little bit how we take it off and replace it with a new one. All right, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery terminals to make sure we don't have any arcs whatsoever that may cause a problem. We're disconnecting the positive side. Now he's going to loosen the tensioner belt. He has to loosen the tensioner and take off the belt. Belts. He's going to disconnect the positive terminal on the alternator. And he's going to disconnect the electrical part of the alternator. There is a ground cable that also connects to the alternator, and he's working on replacing that as well. Taking that off, excuse me. He's going to move everything out of the way so he's got a clear shot of what's going on there. The rear bolt on the alternator, that's what he's going to take off right now. Normally we use air tools, but he's using the ratchet to show you that you can get a set of tools. It doesn't have to be air tools for you to replace this alternator. It's a little slower process, but it does the job, and that's what we're concerned about. As long as being able to start the job and finish it with the regular hand wrenches without air. That's the rear bolt. Make sure you place that in an area where you know where it's at, so that when you replace it, when you go back to put it back on, you're able to install that and not have a problem finding your boat. Now there is another boat underneath the alternator. Let's take a look at the new alternator, and that way we can get a clear view of what's going on. This is the way it sits in the vehicle. This is the brand new alternator. What he's doing, he's already taken off this rear bolt, where the rear bolt goes. That's been replaced, that's been taken off already. And there is another bolt at the bottom that he's taking off right now. Okay. This is exactly how it's going to fit in that area where he's working at. Okay. After that, you can take a screwdriver and work the back of the alternator out of its place. Okay, there you go. Kind of make a little passage for yourself, and you can take it right on out. Okay, this is the old alternator. And now it's out. So let's replace it with a new one. Move your wires out of the way, and then you can install it without having too much trouble. He's putting in the rear alternator bolt so that we're able to get control of the alternator.
That's the new one. 3/8 drive, flex and long. Just come out. $164.95. You buy it. I got one spot left in the board.
Alright guys, so now what we're going to do is just repeat the same process that we did earlier as far as taking everything off. We're just going to repeat it when we put it back in here. Once again, guys, we're just showing you that you can do this with a set of just regular hand tools, that you don't have to have the air tools to complete this job. Again, guys, you might have to have a couple tight squeezes when you get in here with a set of hand tools to do this, but it can be accomplished.
Sometimes you have to wiggle the alternator a little bit to get the lower boat started. Tighten down everything right now at the alternator, making sure everything is tight and put back in its place in order and the way it should go. Now we're going to reconnect the positive cable on the alternator.
Again, this is a, what, Camry? Toyota Camry?
This is a 2009 Toyota Camry with a 2.4 liter engine. And now he's going to reconnect the plug-in that goes to the alternator. Okay, seems like the electrical part now is all connected, and the alternators, all the bolts are tightened down. So now we're going to reinstall. After he puts the last bolt on there, we're going to reinstall the belt, and that will be the end of the process of putting on this alternator. That is your ground cable going to the top of the alternator there. coming down from the wiring harness. Now he's putting the belt back on the alternator. He's bringing back the tension on it, loosening up the tension. Now it's all been assembled. We're going to reconnect the battery back on the reconnect the terminal back on the battery. Secure the terminal cable, the battery terminals, and everything's been done. He's done a great job. All right, everything's done. Thank you.